bust mine open, you can bust yours. And it is not. Oh. Alright, your turn. Let's see.
Bro, ain't gonna be nothing.
The same thing. Yeah, I'm fine with that then. You get it too. For round one, we are playing against our buddy Pancho, who is piloting his favorite BK fire deck, and he was gonna go off until I dropped the Droll and Lopper. So thankfully I was able to like stop some of his plays, and he just had to like work with what he had. So he went to like the Dante. He was just able to send 3 from his deck to the graveyard. Thankfully he's just not gonna be able to search out like more of his Phantom Knight cards, and he just ends with the Beatrice with a Dante underneath it. And I'm trying to go into my plays here, and after I tried to summon Increase, he does use the Fog Blade to negate it. So that's unfortunate because I do need to get into the Vion so I can add and dump a hero. So, but thankfully I did have the Polymerization already in my hand. It's just good to have 2. And I just had to go into Sunrise. That was like the only optimal play I had there. And when I was going to attack, he used the Beatrice to send Farfar from his deck to the graveyard, which banished my Sunrise. And since Dante went to the graveyard, he got to add back Seer to his hand. So that was just, yeah, that made sense. Nothing was really going to happen there. So during his turn, he adds the Shade Brigandine to his hand now that he can actually add cards because Droll's no longer in effect. And then he has the Allure Darkness. He draws 2, banishes 1. And then my opponent, he really does have a tendency of like really thinking out his place here of what is going to be the best optimal ways of doing an OTK play here. And he really does do a lot of thinking with this because he wants to utilize his resources into doing that OTK play. If you guys have seen my other blog videos when I dueled against him, you guys know what I'm talking about. He really does do a lot of thinking to do the best plays to get that OTK, and like when he goes off for it, he goes off for it. So he goes into like the Nightmare packages, he pops my monsters, and then he goes into the Redoer, and then just from here, the battle phase, he just attacks me, and he uses Fog Blade's effect in the graveyard, or one of the Phantom Knight cards to bring back the Break Sword, and was just able to press for damage and got game 1. So then we came game 2, it's my turn, I'm popping off because my opponent has no hand traps, no ways of stopping my plays, no interruptions, so I'm just like popping off here. But funny enough, things are not going to end off well during the start like of his turn, and we'll get into that one a little bit later. But yeah, I'm just going off here and just trying to like do my plays so much here because like if my opponent has the nib, he has the nib, you know, but I don't think he does. He would have probably done it already, kind of knew where to go with, so I felt a little bit safer there, and I'm just going to my DPE play. And then I go into the Wake Up Your Elemental here, and I do the usual combo of popping it with DPE and using Chain 1, Chain 2 to bring out Shadow Mist this time around, so I can add Mass Change from my hand because I can try to banish his graveyard. And then like during his draw phase, I do activate like the Mass Change to bring out Dark Law, which will use the effect to search a hero and then set Mass Change again. But my opponent does unfortunately have a Book of Eclipse and just books all my monsters, and I'm just like, wow, okay. Yeah, I did not have an Ash or anything because I was not playing Ash this time around in this tournament. So that was unfortunate. And my opponent's just going to try to do as much as he can to like disrupt my board, but he is worried about a set card that I have face down, which is just a Fusion Destiny. It's actually just a bluff. And he was trying to get rid of that card, and he goes into that Shade Brigandine, or I'm sorry, the Rusty Bardiche. And then he's going to go to like an XC summoning to Dante, I believe it's Dante. Oh, no, Break Sword. And he's able to pop that face down. It's just a Fusion Destiny. So he's like, oh, okay, it was just a bluff. And then, yeah, just from that, he really is trying to like see if he could try to OTK, but he's not going to be able to. And, but he is going to still try to do as much of a, try to do as much damage as he possibly can to my board. But realistically, I didn't realize is that what he was going to eventually be doing is setting up for a Zeus kind of play. So I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. I see where he's going with it now. And then when he destroyed my Link monster, I was able to summon Vion from my hand, and then I was able to send, but I forgot as I took out one Shadow Mist from my deck so during the side matches, and then I just did not send Shadow Mist to search. So that was unfortunate there, but he goes into the Zeus and just completely annihilates the board, and then he just proceeds to summon out Rusty Bardiche from his trap effect in the graveyard, and then just passes. So I'm going off on my turn. I don't know exactly how much I can press for, but I can bring back DPE with Cross Crusader's effect, and I do that. And when I am trying to do that, I forget that Zeus can actually attach a material to itself. So I use the play of DPE to pop that Zeus before he can even do that. And then it becomes his turn. He goes into like a Dante, sends 3, and then brings out the Cherubini again from the graveyard. And then he's just going to like just go off. He's going to end up winning in pretty soon here because like we are pressing so much time, and I've already lost a lot of life points. and then time does get called eventually. So my opponent is just setting up this playboard, and then he's just able to like win it. He has the IP Masquerena. He'll probably go into like Unicorn or something, but he didn't. But it didn't matter. He ended up winning anyway. So yeah, that was round 1. It's round 2, and I'm playing against Danny, and this has been a long time coming. We haven't played against each other in a long time here, so I ended up getting the die roll. I'm going first because I know what he is playing, and I am going to set up my board pretty well, honestly. I don't think he had any hand traps, and I was just trying to go off here, tried to set up the board, and since I know he's playing Super Heavy Samurai, I'm not going to end with a Dark Law on the field. I'd rather go for the Destiny Hero Plasma on my field because I feel that's a lot more optimal since he doesn't have any spells or traps in his deck because he's playing Super Heavy Samurai. I don't think I really need to worry about any activations of spells or traps that are going to negate my cards or anything like that. So Plasma seemed to be a lot better, and Shadow Mist getting a search effect during the draw phase, it's all right, but not really what I needed right now. So yeah, I'm going into my usual place here, and by using that to go into the Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, and then I end up doing the pop effect to do chain 1, chain 2, bringing out a Stratos. No, I'm sorry. Do I bring out a Stratos or do I bring out? Oh yeah, I was going back and forth between using that, and then I was like, you know what? I got the play. Summon out Stratos, add Liquid Soldier. I had not normal summon Liquid Soldier to bring out Stratos, and Stratos to search Plasma, and I was able to summon out Plasma, and that was a lot of fun right there because I realized like, hey, I have this line, I can do this. So then I set 2 cards. I brought out the Mali from my graveyard, from my deck because I hadn't used its effect yet, and I did have like the Dark Law just in case, and no, it was not going to really be too much to do because my opponent is trying to go into some place here, but with the negation of the Plasma, I'm just like, I'm doing pretty well, and I use the mass change to go into Dark Law, and then I'm able to reset a mass change. And then Danny's trying to figure out like how to go through this because of all the monsters being negated. He really couldn't. So he just synchros into like Stardust just for fun. And then I believe he scoops it up from here saying that I got game 1. And because it was just a big field to go through and he really couldn't press too much into it. And then, yeah, I ended up getting game 1, which was really cool. I was actually surprised I was able to pop off that well. So, yeah, it worked out very well for me, at least for this one. So then we go into game 2 where Danny goes first, and he's going to be setting up the Super Heavy Samurai plays, and I am still like brand new to this deck. I'm still trying to learn all the combos and try to familiarize the names. But you know, you go into the Soul Piercer, you go to the Link one, and then he has the Bike in the graveyard. He goes to the XL Synchro, the Collector's Rare, and then he brings back I believe he brings back Bike, or no, I don't think he summoned out Pike. But yeah, I think he said he misplayed, and maybe that's what happened. No, okay, he did bring out that. All right, it was just a few chains I think he was just thinking about there. But anyways, he's going into that, and then he's just like setting up. Like I'm sort of familiar with a couple of these combos, but not to be like, you know, I'm mastering all the combos and know exactly what to hit and everything like that. I still gotta learn all these plays. But yeah, he's able to Pendulum Summon and then activate Genius' effect to search out the Leon, the Therion, and then goes to Borreload Savage, and I'm just like, dang, yeah, it's not going to work out very well for me because I don't think I draw anything that well. Oh, and a buddy of ours ends up fixing the camera angle right there, so that's why the camera does move here. And yeah, I'm just like looking at this board like, gee, like, what am I going to get through here? And then I draw, and I'm just like, yeah, it's just like I have nothing to try to negate his stuff like Dark Ruler No More or anything. I activate Rhoda, negates it, and I try to summon out Stratos, activate to attempt to search, he negates it, and I'm just like, yeah, there's nothing here. I'm just gonna scoop it up. We're gonna go to game 3 because he's got this one. Danny set up that board, so I activate in game 3. I use a Hero Lives, he ashes it. I use Hero Lives again, go into Stratos, and I'm just like, I'm at 2,000 life points. Like, I really need to try to do something here on my board, and then I'm just like trying to go into this like as much plays as I possibly can here, unless my opponent has Nib, which I think Danny does have in his deck. I don't know if he has it in his hand, but yeah, he does have the Mud Dragon at least, and he uses that during to banish the Denier. And while that did hurt a bit there, I think I already had Plasma in my hand to like kind of or wait, I can't remember if I did have Plasma. I think I had enough plays already to kind of do what I needed to do. Yeah, I had the Liquid Soldier in my hand to summon out Stratos from a graveyard to search out the Plasma. There we go. And so what I ended up doing was just at least summoning out Plasma. I was hoping that would be the way to like kind of utilize run his deck down a little bit. And I absorbed the Magnamut, so he gains at least 1250. And then Yeah, that's really all I can kind of do. And then during the end phase, I believe he activates the Druid Swarm, and that's when I realized, like, oh, dang, he has Druid Swarm. And I kind of messed up with a play that I kind of should have done earlier. Or he activated the Pendulum Scalp Prodigy, but I had a Ghost Ogre in my hand. I do not know why I did not do it, because I could have popped that card and prevented from being summoned, so he wouldn't be able to go into Baron. And I was just like, I messed up badly, but it's not gonna matter. My opponent just isn't going to be winning and just by attacking me. So he got the game and then got round 2. And then during round 3, I got a bye. So round 3, I just got a bye. Watching Danny play for a little bit here, but ultimately I'm going to use this time to end up doing a trade with my buddy Aaron to pick up a lot of stuff that he has that I really needed. But hopefully next time we duel, I'll be a lot more memorable with all these combos and know what to hit in the future.
Yeah, I definitely need those.
Round 4 pairing giraffe, guys.
It is round 4 and the final round of the tournament. I'm playing against Kashatira. My opponent activates the Pot of Prosperity to add Kashadir Birth to his hand. And thankfully, I have the Draw and Lock Bird, so I'm able to stop his plays. And then he's just going to go into a Shangri-Ira, activate the level 4, the Heart monster. But I Ghost Ogre, so he's not going to be able to have one out on the field to go into a Rise Heart. So then during the standby phase, he has the Shangri-Ira bring out a Unicorn. He has the Fenrir already. And then I'm just going into my plays. And I am like cautiously trying to play around because Birth will banish 3 cards from my graveyard if I activate a spell card. So I'm trying to go into the monster effects as much as possible. And when he tried to use Fenrir to banish my Ferris, I was able to chain increase to tribute the Ferris for cost and bring it out because it is a trap card. And then just from there, I'm just trying to go into like my plays. Like I said, not activate a spell card so I can get my monsters I want out of my graveyard, like the Malicious and Denier, before I activate a spell card so my opponent doesn't banish them. So I'm trying to get as much of the benefits of their effects as much as possible. Then I finally activate Polymerization to fuse 2 heroes with different attributes. So I fuse, I believe, Liquid Soldier. Oh yeah, Liquid Soldier and Shadow Mist in my hand to go into the Sunrise, and then I resolve a bunch of chains, and then he'll activate the chain of the Birth as well. So I'm just able to like plus pretty nicely. I do add the Plasma to my hand because I figure I'm going to get equip that Shangri-Ira to it. And then like I send 3 to summon, or no, I'm sorry. I got a little bit confused there at one point because I thought that the Block Zone was a token, but I don't like using those tokens for that reason, so it needed to be like an Uno card or whatever, but it is what it is. And then I was able to get out the Plasma, absorb the Shangri-Ira, and then from there I was just able to at least attack. What did I do? I think I popped some of his cards and I just attacked, and then proceeded to pass with the set card. And then during the draw phase or standby phase, I can't remember, I activated DP's effect to pop his Birth and I believe the Shangri-Ira. And then because of that, he had no play, so he decided to scoop it from there. And then we go to game 2. He goes first. He adds to the Fenrir, but I do have the Draw and Lock Bird, thankfully. And he goes into he's trying to go into the same plays as he did before to go into Shangri-Ira, use the Heart, and he does banish 3 cards on top of my deck because unfortunately I don't have a Ghost Ogre. He's able to go into an Arise Heart. Oh no, I'm sorry. I do have the Infinite Impermanence, so that makes it so it's not a level 7. But he does that, and then becomes my turn. He has the Fenrir and all that, and I go to an evenly match, straight to battle phase, evenly match, and then I proceed to go to my plays, and then I'm just like trying to pop up because all he has is Fenrir, and I don't think it activated its effects yet, so he's just letting me activate these effects. I think he's trying to wait to banish a certain card. I'm not entirely sure. No, I think he just banished, he just banished Vion. Okay, so then I link into the Cross Crusader, but unfortunately he does have the Nibiru. He summons out the token. I think it's like 4,800 attack points, and thankfully with the token, I know it can't be banished face down, so the token's gonna have a lot of like ways. This is just the only thing I have, so I'm just able to beat down it with my token, but unfortunately drew the Pot of Prosperities, and then he's able to do some plays here. But one thing he does do that he messes up with is that he will have like a Fenrir and a Rise Heart, or no, a Shangri-Ira or a Rise Heart, I can't remember which one exactly, but he attacks and then declares another attack, and he thinks like, oh, I have nothing on my field, like all my zones are negated and all this stuff, so he is going to attack and not realizing, hey, I got my token, so you take 2,400 damage, and then he kind of goofed up right there. So he did that. Just Fenrir got destroyed, and then he's trying to use the Arise Heart to banish, but I pop it with DPE's effect, and after the mandatory equip attaching and all that stuff, it was just a lot of things that was going on around this time, and then I was just able to pop it with DPE and then use DPE's effect. I got the still big token, and then just when things were just coming around here, it was just like a lot harder for him to kind of navigate through, and then he just decided to scoop it from there, giving me the game, and I felt pretty good actually after that. So yeah, it was a good time. I finally got a win. That wasn't a buy.
Bro, it's hard. It's hard.
Gee, I wonder who got first.
Poncho.
Yep.
Is everybody here for their price?
No. I know, we're gonna have to yell it.
Comments.
Yay.
A resident Yugioh. We're kind of curious to
With me, and I had
Danny!
it was gonna
Danny!
time I had red eyes player.
That's right. English gets sometimes. Okay, we both have. Okay, we're gonna see who pulls better. Watch us pull the same cards again like last time. Remember, it was 2 commons, the same, and then the whole. Or no, you got 3 reds, huh? 3 reds and 2 something.
Somehow I'll still get 3 reds in this.
We'll do it at the back after we see who pulls better. Go for it, Danny.
There's no skill in this.
I'm not sure what skill drain is that.
Earlier than that.
Probably early.
Never lucky, dude. I don't know what the heck DD.
DD Verfulman. Yeah, DD is that archetype. The triple D, DDD.
I heard DDD is actually not bad though.
It was fun. You want that
This is
beaver?
this is just literally dog shit. Why do I even open these, dude?
Because of the risk? No.
I'm already just lost hope.
You guys pull anything or no?
Bro, we're opening them. What were you saying that you weren't getting up in there?
The worst ulti?
It's an ulti. Shut up.
Hello.
Alrighty, let's see. Yeah, we'll start actually. Let's go first. I was gonna go 19 and all the climb up, but I'm like,
I would have started with 19.
yeah, I probably would have too. Let's see, triple. And a tier limit. Well, hey, you pulled the ulti already, so that's why I kind of like, let me go with whatever. Come on, I'll pull an ultimate. Just watch. Okay.
The Nemo Beaver? We could throw out the playset now.
I know. That's kind of funny. Oh, yeah, everyone's favorite.
Dude, another token? Another token?
Dude, we're done. Whatever.